So, good morning, friends. Sorry for disturbing one more time on this Sunday special live episode. And from yesterday evening, we have started the series of quantum gravity. Now, we want to close this series today itself by explaining de Broglie wavelength. Heavier masses have numerous number of atoms, practically infinite number of atoms, and corresponding to each atom you have a reversible light wave moving. So when heavier objects move, then at every point, because of infinite number of atoms and reversible light waves, at every point net oscillation is almost same, we can see. When heavy object moves, it has infinite number of atoms. Suppose when it is moving, first consider it as rest. Okay, now we have very heavy object, infinite number of atoms, it is at rest, but all these atoms means reversible lights. Corresponding to each atom we have reversible light flow. So in surrounding space, at every point, net effect of all these reversible light flows will be almost you can say zero. So that electromagnetic oscillations at any point in the surrounding field will be zero. But since these mass and surrounding field means very large number of light waves itself in the region, that means average density of energy in the space surrounding this mass is high, and that density decreases in the field according to 1 by r square. So this energy density decrease according to 1 by r square, but we don't feel any oscillations at any point. Oscillations of what? Electromagnetic oscillation, because light corresponding to infinite number of atoms almost nullify each other's effect. Better way of saying is that at every point you have zero oscillation, but energy density, because infinite number of light waves are moving, so net effect in magnetic or electromagnetic oscillation is zero, no problem at any point. But energy density, because of all such light flows, reversible light flows, varies according to 1 by r square formula, and that correspond to gravitational field. Now suppose this heavy mass moves, then all these reversible lights also shifts. But when come to closer to slit, between slits gravitational field changes, it increases as mass approaches. But because infinite number of atoms are present, then between these slits infinite number of reversible waves are interacting. Of course, whole structure of these reversible infinite waves is also shifting, so that some oscillations, electromagnetic oscillations, may occur between the slit region, but because number of atoms are very high, it is almost that in the surroundings in the surrounding slit region, at every point oscillations are nil, and also if there is some oscillation also of electromagnetic field, at every point it is same. The best fit we get is that zero electromagnetic field, which is equivalent of saying that at every point we have zero electromagnetic field. That means at every point we have zero oscillation, and since at one point we have zero oscillation, zero field around the slit, the next point we have zero oscillation, that is zero is reached immediately also. Next zero is reached immediately. That means frequency is infinite. That means since one point we have zero, and that is zero is encountered with the incoming gravitational wave just at next point. That means frequency is infinite, wavelength is zero, and at this infinite frequency we have constant amplitude of electric or magnetic field, but that constant itself is actually zero. That's why heavier bodies don't show interference pattern, while smaller bodies like single electron etc., limited number of reversible light waves are there, and since whole pattern is moving, that means since limited number of light waves don't cancel out very closely, and because they are shifting also, so for closing we need time average also, but in fact cancellation never happens. So moving electron generates actually a oscillating electromagnetic field, and since number of light waves are limited, so in surrounding region of slit oscillations vary, and that's why we get some limited frequency. Limited frequency means limited wavelength, and limited wavelength can be achieved by natural slits or designed slits. So in this range, slits or electronic structure of slits interact with these limited frequency or limited wavelength of electromagnetic waves, and so reversible lights which are contributing for electron mass and gravity separates out by these slits, and they show interference pattern and electron melts. Similarly, limited number of atoms like graphene molecules may show similar effect, but heavier bodies have infinite number of atoms, so that these infinite number of atoms means infinite number of waves interacting at every point, giving almost constant electromagnetic magnitude. The best fit of that constant is zero, and at every point we are getting this zero. That means infinite number of atoms create infinite frequency wave. The most probable amplitude for such infinite frequency wave at every point is zero, and that's why in the surrounding slit region, almost no oscillations are felt because frequency is infinite. Zero is everywhere. Wavelength needed is zero. It is not possible naturally or artificially. So contributing reversible light waves can't be separated, and so they can't be separated. So we that is, they can't be interacted with the slit by electromagnetic structure of the slit. So we don't have any interference pattern in case of heavier bodies. But as heavier bodies moves, of course, intensity of gravitation, field intensity around the slit region will increase, but there will be no effect on electromagnetic wave. No effect, no electromagnetic wave will be felt, as oscillations are almost zero with infinite frequency, and the situation requires zero wavelength. This is how we can explain the role of de Broglie wavelength, role of pilot waves, and why heavier masses don't show interference pattern but electron or small molecules show interference pattern. Because small electrons are heavier, some molecules, small molecules, or some group of atoms creates a pilot wave in front of their moving path, and in the slit region light feels electromagnetic oscillations of limited frequency and wavelength, and electronic structure of the slit material deconstruct these moving reversible light waves, separates out and play with them like they are playing with passing plane polarized light wave showing interference pattern. So that is the point I want to make, mathematically also, physically also. That is, infinite frequency means what? Infinite frequency means what? At every point you have same amplitude, and the best amplitude in case of bigger bodies that fits on this infinite frequency wave is actually closer to zero amplitude of the electromagnetic field at each and every point, or surrounding each and every point around the slit region or in the path. That's why we have no interference pattern for heavier bodies, and no melting of mass, electron or atoms take place. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Vish. Thank you, sir. That is the final point. Finally, this is the what I am saying. Enjoy the Sunday, everybody. Thank you. Some persons are also viewing, and good students and scientists are also seeing. I don't know personally, but I remember Soumitra Ghosh was seeing my video. Thank you for watching, sir. Thank you.